Hi, I may have mentioned that I've done quite a few road trips, and I enjoy taking road trips, but I didn't mention anything about border crossings. You know, I like border crossings. I simply adore border crossings, and the quicker they are, the better they are. The quickest one was once back in 79, no, not 70, 99. I was 20 years off, but you know, the whole concept there. Salud. Back in 99, I was heading down to California, and I went to the Peace Arch border crossing, which is just south of Vancouver, British Columbia. And the guard at the booth asked me, "Where are you going?" I said, "Santa Cruz." He said, "Go ahead, have a nice trip." That was the best border crossing I ever did, I tell you. But I'm here to talk about the worst. I've been cruising all the way across the continent from here on the west coast to attend a party in New York City. And I'd gone all the way from, you know, the west coast to Winnipeg, which is about in the middle of the continent. I went down into, you know, the Dakotas and Fargo and what's that state that smells like pig shit? Minnesota, that's it. And I spent a night in Minnesota with a friend of mine who I'd met over the internet. And it was a nice evening. I brought some really classy Weiser's Oldest Deluxe 5-star whiskey. And she had this stuff in a plastic bottle called Lord Calvert. That was her idea of Canadian whiskey. And I gave her the good stuff, and she almost puked it out. And her stuff, you know, it tasted like corn mash. It wasn't Canadian whiskey at all. But it was the cheap stuff. I mean, it came in a plastic bottle. What do you want? But some people have no taste. And in Montana, I guess when you're smelling pig shit all the time, you don't have any taste. Anyways, getting on from there, I went through Wisconsin and past Chicago and through the whole, you know, traffic jam there. And I got to someplace in Michigan when I ran out of propane. So I had to spend the night there to get propane. I was running a propane-powered car because we do those in the taxi business, you know, and I had a car on propane. It was a 1980 Chrysler New Yorker with a full leather interior, and it had a stainless steel top. I kid you not, this car was class act all the way. And the vinyl that was on there, the vinyl top and on the trunk lid, the vinyl top was lizard tone, you know, Naugahyde. I mean, this thing could not be beat. This was one class car. I wish I never sold it, but I did. I'd be still driving it today if I hadn't sold it. Anyway, I digress. So I motored back to Detroit after getting some fuel, and along the 401 through Ontario, there's no problem getting propane. Every truck stop has propane, no problem. So then after that, you know, I got through most of Ontario, and I was on my way down into New York State. And there's this place called Thousand Islands Bridge just near Kingston. And so I got there. And at the border crossing, you know, you cross a couple of bridges, you see islands, and it's all picturesque, and, you know, island view and everything else, and trees in full leaf and everything. And got to the Thousand Islands border crossing. And the customs, or douane, as they say in French, asked me where I was going. I said, New York City. He said, occupation. I said, professional driver. So what do you drive? I said, I drive taxi. Well, sir, pull your car into slot number 2, park it there, and go into the office with your key. So I went into the office with my key, and in order to get to the officer, now you got to understand, there are desks and desks and desks and desks. And the desk at which the officer was stationed was at the very other end of the building. So I got to him, and I said, well, they told me to come here. I have my key. Here it is. I said, okay, sit on that bench, and we'll get back to you. I sat on this solid oak bench for half an hour. Nothing to do, nothing to distract me, just this solid oak bench. And these desks and stuff that were all abandoned all around me. And I guess there was a camera pointed at me or something. But I sat on this bench for half an hour. You know, my ass cheeks were starting to hurt. And I didn't want to be there. I really did not want to be there. Well, the custom guy came in, and a couple other goons came in with him, and they gave me my key and said, sorry for the delay, sir. Have yourself a good trip. Then I got back to my car, and it was quite evident that nothing had been touched. Nothing. Everything on the dashboard, on the top of the dashboard, all that garbage and stuff that was there was still there, and everything had been just as I left it. They had not been in my car at all. They were just observing me to see if I was a terrorist or something. And this was back in 1996, long before the plane crashed into those buildings and burnt down the whole, well, whatever. Anyways, they let me go. So I went down and all the way down to Albany, where I spent the night, and then I got together with another friend of mine, and then went to the Long Island Parkway to the JFK airport, which is another story all in itself. Now, this is going to take another video to tell you that one. But I got together with my friends, and we got together in Manhattan, and we had a wonderful, what a weekend we had. We had such a weekend. I'll never forget this one as long as I live, and it's like 10 years ago. But anyway, the main focus of this one was the border crossing. I'll tell you about more border crossings. I've been this close to being busted and having my car confiscated and just having my entire life fucked. But there's some kind of guardian angel or something looking over me, because I'm still here and I never got my life fucked and I never had a car impounded. Anyway, I'll do more of this sometime soon. I love you all. Thanks for watching. Bye.